Hey everybody, we're going to start chapter 10 today. We're going to be talking about photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is how plants use light energy to make food. This is a reduction process that makes these complex organic molecules from simple molecules. So we are going to be seeing how carbon dioxide and water are used to make glucose. This is your general formula. So you've got 6 carbon dioxides and 6 waters that will make 1 glucose molecule and also release 6 oxygen molecules. Other requirements for this to take place are chlorophyll and light. So one question that came about with the discovery of photosynthesis is, does the oxygen and sugar come from the carbon dioxide or does it come from the water? So here's a simplified version of this reaction. So carbon dioxide, water, and you make a simple sugar and release oxygen. So oxygen 18 was used as a tracer, so it's an isotope of regular oxygen. And what we found was that when you used as a tracer in water, it was found in the oxygen that's released into the atmosphere. When the carbon dioxide had the oxygen tracer, then that oxygen was found in the carbohydrate. So both experiments confirm that water is split, and so that O2, that oxygen, is a waste product of photosynthesis that was incredibly important here on Earth and actually altered life on Earth pretty drastically. So photosynthesis is a redox process. You have hydrogens that are added to carbons with that formation of the glucose. Water is going to be the source for the hydrogens, and then you have these complex covalent bonds that are made. There are 2 chemical reactions that we're going to look at with photosynthesis. We're going to look at what we call light reaction and the dark reaction. Understand that the name light is a requirement. It's not actually saying where or when these reactions occur. We're going to learn alternate names later on as well. But we're talking about light right now. So light is a form of electromagnetic radiation. And visible light just happens to have the right energy for use in photosynthesis. I think I'm covering up this little area right here, but this says too cold. So when you are looking at the wavelengths of light, we have X-rays down here, ultraviolet light, these, and gamma rays. These are all too hot. Then we have infrared, microwave. These are all too cold. Here we have your just right in the visible spectrum of light for photosynthesis to take place. Here we have just a diagram of a chloroplast. So the chloroplast has an inner and an outer membrane. And then you can see here we've got light coming in. These are individually the thylakoids. This is the location of where photosynthesis takes place. When you have several thylakoids stacked together, you have a granum, and then the fluid area around is the stroma. But light is going to come in, it's going to strike the thylakoid membranes. Some light is going to be absorbed, so here you can see red, orange, yellow, blue, and then violet light being absorbed, and then you have green light that is transmitted and reflected. So what does that mean? Well, not all colors are usable to the same degree for photosynthesis. So red and blue light, for example, they are absorbed and used in photosynthesis, whereas green light is going to be reflected or transmitted. Green light is not good for use in photosynthesis. Here we have absorption and action spectra, and so this is just again showing you the middle part is the green, and then you've got the red and the blue violet on the other end, so red and then blue violet, and so you can see that much more light in sort of the red and then the blue violet areas is being absorbed and actually used. This is the action spectra and actually being used in photosynthesis, but then in that middle area where you've got green light, the percent for absorption as well as the percent for photosynthesis rate goes way down with that green light. Just a quick comment, so in oceans, red light is lost or filtered out because it has a lower energy. And it's only blue light, which has a higher energy, that can reach lower depths in the ocean. And so this is interesting because then if you guys Ever watch any of these shows where you see things, you know, like these deep ocean fish, or if you see any of my pictures from Alaska, you'll see that a lot of the fish that we pulled up from the bottom of the ocean are bright red. And so the reason for that is because there is no red light to reflect their color. So down deep, if you're red, that's good. You can't really be seen by predators. Or if you are a predator, your prey doesn't see you coming because there is no red light available to reflect that color. So I talked about chlorophyll being necessary for photosynthesis, but there are other pigments that are used in photosynthesis as well. We call them accessory pigments. So chlorophylls are going to contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and magnesium. We have several different types of chlorophylls that we'll talk about. These molecules have a lipophilic tail. Lipophilic, so lipo like lipid, philic meaning to like. So this tail likes lipids, so it allows it to actually dissolve into membranes of the thylakoids. And they contain a reaction center. And so this is going to be really important for when we talk a little bit more later on sort of the details of photosynthesis. This is just a diagram of a chlorophyll. And we also have accessory pigments, and these are going to be sort of extra pigments in the cell. I like to kind of compare this to when you get dressed in the morning. Like your pants and your shirt, that makes up the main part of your outfit, right? But no outfit is complete without things like shoes and socks or a belt. Those are your accessories, so they sort of help the whole outfit out. These accessory pigments help out the chlorophyll, which are the main pigments. Examples of accessory pigments are keratin and xanthophylls. We will take a look at these in class this week. And now we're going to talk about sort of this idea of the chloroplast and what is it. I talked to you a little bit about it already, but we're going to go into some details to kind of prep us for when we get into the details of the reaction and talk about where all of the reactions take place. So chloroplasts have a double outer membrane. And then they have the inner membrane that's folded and stacked into the grana, and then the stroma is the liquid part that sort of surrounds the thylakoid membranes. So again, this is the same diagram as before. You have your thylakoids stacked together. When they are stacked, you call that entire stack a grana, and then the stroma is going to be that liquid part that sort of surrounds it and runs throughout the chloroplast. So that is it for today. I'm going to finish up with the lecture question. And today I want you guys to think about why leaves around Chicago and lots of other areas, but specifically where we are. And if you look outside right now, you can see that the leaves have already started to change color. Some trees actually have already lost all of their leaves. But why is it that leaves change colors in the fall? What do you think happens to the pigments? And why do you think that is? All right, guys, I'll see you later. Thank you.